Hey everyone, Ash here. It's time for another chapter of Sailor Moon. This time we are on chapter 12. But first and foremost, it's a new volume, volume 3, and we are going to talk about the cover art. On this cover art, we have Sailor Mars, and it is beautiful. I particularly like the look Sailor Mars has. It's a very calming look, but you know it's one it's also it's also calming yet deadly look to it. And I absolutely love that. And really, it's just a very gorgeous very gorgeous cover. It fits in very nicely. But let's start. Let's get started, shall we? With chapter 12, Enemy, Queen Metella. We start the chapter off where we see Queen Beryl, and we see that she is in control of Tuxedo Mask, and basically says that Prince Edmund died, and her magic brought him back. He fires an attack on them, but they also see that the person working at the game shop is in danger, so Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Mercury decide to decide to protect him. They protect him by placing a barrier there, and Queen Beryl uses her and wraps it around Sailor Moon's neck. And we find out a little about the backstory of Queen Beryl, that apparently there was a massive dark energy from the sun that came down. And we also find out that it was Queen Beryl who led the attack on the moon. She's the reason why the Earth attacked the moon. She caused it. And she also killed Prince Edmund. So Sailor Venus isn't going to stand for it, and uses her love chain, but it doesn't work. So she pulls out her sword. But Sailor Jupiter grabs it and attacks and takes a swipe at it. Doesn't have effect, so while that's going on, Sailor Moon cannot breathe and she's running out of air and she's about to die. But Sailor Venus uses grant myself and my divine sword your power, and she kills Queen Beryl. Queen Beryl is dying when she says, "I've always watched you from afar." She was in love with Tuxedo Mask during that time before the attack on the moon. She was in love with him. And then we see then we finally see. So Queen Beryl is dead, and the great power of the moon, thou art awake, and speak a prayer to the divine tower of the moon, once again to bring peace to the kingdom, to our kingdom. And then Luna says, releasing the great power of the moon is the method to seal them away. Sailor Venus falls, Tuxedo Mask grabs her, and runs into a light. Sailor Moon falling not far behind, and they see it sucked into the light. Sailor Moon is in a very place where she can't find anything, but she sees a light. She's going to follow the light to try to find them. We see Luna is looking where the source of the power is, and she finds all of them in Antarctica. Around the North Pole, my bad. Finds them around the North Pole, so the 3 Sailor Guardians all decide to go down to the North Pole to find out what's going on. Then we see Artemis go, "Luna, I'm fine, Artemis. You still haven't recovered fully from the damage you took earlier. That's all right. Any elixir gives her a bath." So the other Guardians are heading further down, and they eventually spot and they're eventually going to spot the castle. Sailor Moon enters there, and sees Tuxedo Mask. She goes, Edmund, it's me, Serenity. He looks like he's about to. He comes near her and then starts to choke her. He says, spill it. Is this a legendary silver crystal? Why doesn't it give off power? Is there another legendary silver crystal that contains more power than that pathetic fragment and that sword? She goes, no. He wants to know what the great power of the moon is, and he's choking her. Eventually, a giant light blast, and they both fly. Yeah, while that's going on, the other Guardians find the Dark Kingdom. They enter, and they see Sailor Moon, Sailor Venus. And Edmund and Tuxedo Mask goes, Princess, was the power just now your own? Can you make it do your bidding? The power of the legendary silver crystal. Then we see the Queen Matilda going, the blood of the royalty of the moon. So you have come this far into the closed world from the Dark Kingdom. This is the great ruler, Queen Matilda, greatest enemy. Tuxedo Mask fires an attack. Then Luna comes in. In order to stop Queen Matilda, I can't bad pronouncing that name, Matilda, I believe. Sailor Moon has to get the rest of the legendary silver crystal's power from Tuxedo Mask. They try firing attack. So much tries firing a blast, but it has no effect. In fact, it gives Queen Matilda more energy. So Sailor Moon uses her moon healing escalation to try to save him. It has no effect. He says, you can never defeat me. She wants to know if there's any way to bring him back. She goes, I must defeat Queen Matilda, but to do that, I have to get the legendary silver crystal's power from his body. The situation's getting bad. Sailor Moon is not sure what to do. Shoshi does the only thing she can think of at that moment. She goes, my fate, even reborn, must be our my fate, even reborn, must this be our destiny? She looks at Tuxedo Mask one more time, kisses him, goes Mon-chan, then takes the blade and stabs herself with it. And the chapter ends. That was the end of the chapter, and damn, it's really getting good now. So, yep, looking forward to the next chapter, which is Chapter 13, Final Battle. Anyways, this is Ash saying so long. I'm out. Good night.